Hey guys, so for anyone who didn't see a post last week from me, I announced that I have a book out right now. It's a children's book, but it's really for any age. But I want to share with you some of the sketches that went into creating this book. So you can just, I don't know, see the process and see what it's changed from where it started and how it's grown. So anyway, let me share that with you right now. This right here is a box that I keep all the original sketches in. All the original paintings, I should say. I keep all the original paintings in here, not the sketches. So I'm gonna open this up and show you what's inside. All right, so let's open this. I haven't opened it in a while. All right, this is a different book I've been working on. I shared this before. All right, so you'll notice that when I originally started working on him, he didn't have any eyes. Just, they were just blank. Now I'll show you some sketches, but it just sort of began that way, where that's the way he looked. And I don't know, after a while, when I was writing it and showing it off, I started thinking, I think that's gonna weird some kids out. So it's not like he's a superhero or something, but it kind of, even if he smiled, it made him look a little, I don't know, devious. And by putting pupils in later, it became something that was a little friendlier. So I think that's something that I learned over time with this is, try to keep him as friendly as possible. And because the story itself is it's a sweet story. So anyway, you can see it was not a small amount of artwork. A lot of artwork. I haven't opened this up in a while. You can see this right here. I clipped this out and put it over here. So did that in Photoshop later. So I can do one less drawing, one less painting. And yeah. And then down here, you have some spreads. See, and then you can see this is the character I used for the cover. Once again, he was clipped out later and photoshopped into a scene. And then here is also part of that cover, an inside spread. But this was like my neighborhood. I used to live in Brooklyn, and I could see the city from certain areas. And you could look out and see Manhattan. I love this neighborhood, so I miss it. And I also want to just share a couple of the sketchbooks that he started showing up in. His name is Squid. And I'm going to just, I don't know, show you what those look like. You can see how much he's changed and some things that stayed the same. Now, believe it or not, this character started showing up like this. I think that's one of the first places I started seeing it, and you can tell that even in some of these weird places where, some of his features start to begin. And these are like a lot of the sketches I used to do on the subway, and you can see his growth. Like, he was like a teenager at the time, but this is when his coat started coming on. You can tell how elaborate his antlers were at one time too. But this is really, I think, where he really started to take place, and I think this is also more of a teenager type version of Squid. We can see the city in the background, and these are all the sketches I would do in the subway, and I really miss riding the subway just for this type of thing. Like, but he has a little jelly bean body, and it just kept growing from there. It just kept evolving. Every time I would draw him, something else came along, and it would switch it, you know. He was a definite work in progress. Every time I did him, something new came from him, you know. And then I think even in this book, there were a few sketches of him that might have been even earlier. I can't remember. Maybe not. Oh, here's a version of him. So that was a take on his, I don't know what was going on there. It's like his body was being melted off, and then we saw a skeleton revealed. So anyway, some sketches. So yeah, that's the growth of Squid and becoming big. So I don't know, if anyone wants to check it out, do. It's not just for kids, you know. Get one for yourself and just see what you think. A lot of time has gone into that. Eventually, I'm going to be giving away these some paintings I did, because at first this was going to be something I was going to do for Kickstarter, but eventually, you know, over 8 years morphed into something else. So I think if anyone happens to pick up, you know, a copy of the book, I'm going to do a giveaway. Just some drawings and sketches and things like that if anyone wants. And this is what the final book looks like. A lot of years. 8 years of work. It's on Amazon if anyone's interested. You can pick it up there. In all countries. You can pick it up in all countries on Amazon. It'll ship to you in a couple of days.